Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm honored to be recognized. Kind of startled, actually. Our family, my wife's family is from this area. We've been here for the last 44 years in the restaurant business. We started with Settlers Inn, and our hospitality group, we now have 6 hotels, restaurants and taverns and things like that. And we're very focused on our region and what it has to offer and enhancing that. So that's kind of where we came from. Community redevelopment of historic structures is kind of our focus.
Right.
So we're very pleased when we find something that we think we can enhance or make better. That's kind of where we come from.
With all that in front of you, 30 years ago, you got together and started a very much needed conservancy. How'd you have the time for all this stuff?
Well, what I love about my family is that they leave me in freedom to flit around and follow my passions and things I'm interested in. So that 30 years ago, the formation of Delaware Highlands Conservancy was, I received a call from Tom Kerr from Wildlands Conservancy that there was a terrible need between the Catskills and the Lehigh Valley where no one was working as a conservancy in the upper Delaware region. And he called and said, I'll give you a name, Barbara Yeaman, go find her. It's time to make it happen. We have an absolute need. And that was 30 years ago, and now it's 30 years strong.
And you have a huge preserve under your belt already.
Yes, which is relatively new, but we finally have a home centrally located in the 4 counties. We work in both sides of the Delaware River. And so we have a preserve, we have beautiful walking trails. We're developing an educational facility. We do educational programs there. And now that we have merged and taken under our wing the Eagle Institute, we of course do all of the Eagle programs in the upper Delaware and that kind of thing. So it's developed into just a wonderful, wonderful conservancy. I think we have 9 employees now that are specialists in different areas, and they are busy in our region.
20,000 acres now conserved?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just reaching the milestone, right?
Right, and so that notwithstanding, that is worthy of the Thoms P. Shelbourne Award on its own. But now you're starting to talk about what you're doing on the Lackawaxen River, pulling communities together, pulling other groups together. Tell me about that.
Well, that project came out of, organically out of a desire to realize that the Lackawaxen River is still a high quality stream, and the entire watershed has been a little bit overlooked. We said, let's get attention back to the river. Got great people like Dan Corrigan from Wildlife Adventures and other people that are focused on turning around back to the river and realizing the positive nature of a river. The Lackawaxen River, historically, the spine that developed industry, the spine that started settlements in the community, and transportation, water transportation. So it was a natural. And then when we did feasibility studies of how to get people on or near that river in multimodal trails, we formed our group and we partnered with the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission and DCNR, DCED, to help develop trails. And our first was a water trail. The Lackawaxen River is a state-designated public waterway, and we need to get access. There were no public accesses on the Lackawaxen River. So we identified them, we designed them, Fish and Boat came out of the woodwork, helped us do it properly, and we are just cutting the ribbon on our 3rd out of the first 4 in Wayne County.
Wow.
And in a short period of time, and it's a big asset, not only for kayakers and canoers, fly fishermen, nature lovers, people who just want to walk down and sit by the river Without a public access, you can't do that. And one of the interesting things, I think, is that it's attracting all kinds of young people who we then hope will be engaged in these various activities and the preservation of our natural resources in our area.
3 years ago, you started thinking, maybe we should put a little boat access someplace, and now poof, right? So tell me about that.
So that process was, we first did a feasibility study on what is possible in multimodal trails. Water trails, bike trails, pedestrian trails. And so we did those designs in Wayne and Pike County over the period of 3 or 4 years. Then the first thing was, okay, you do a study, don't put it on a shelf. What's the first thing that we can do? A water trail. There's no access now. Let's put our focus there so that people see the potential of trails for the future. And so we started working on that and working with Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission, which just really, really launched us and jumped us, leapfrogged us ahead in our efforts. We already had the designs, the locations, spaced out not only for halfway points, but closer access points for entry-level kayakers and canoers to get them on the water without being scared. Oh, it's going to be a 4-hour experience. Can I do it? Whatever.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, I don't know if remember is the right word, but I'm proud of having been in our community, in our region, having been able to work on partnerships of smart people, wonderful groups that can each bring a piece to an idea, like the Lackawaxen River Trails idea. Not only government agencies, county agencies, individual groups, and just plain smart people who have similar loves for the river for different reasons. So I like crunching those kind of things together.
You're going to be remembered for that, but you now are on a list of some of the biggest environmentalists. This award has honored some true patriots in the fight for the environment. How does that feel?
There probably aren't enough words to describe how sort of overwhelming that is when I found out, you know, how you find out, and first you're startled, then you're honored, the next morning you'll wake up and you're gobsmacked, like, how did that happen? What is my role? But really it's the honor of being with other people who have done this as well, and that's the other thing that is truly great about our region. I never met anyone in the conservation community that when I need something, I can call somebody who knows a lot more than I do and say, I need your help. I saw you were successful, share with me, and they always do. And so it's just a critical mass of that type of thinking that I think bodes well for our future.
Congratulations on the award.
Thank you very much.